Of course, we're going to look into that. Quite a bit of news is also coming out about tokenization right now. Scott Bessant told us that crypto is the way of the future for the United States. I also want to talk about a few other things that you need to know about ETFs. It's time to start with Robbie Mishnick. If you ask me for help, it would be about how people come into the space. I believe it is very important to be picky and selective about the investments one holds, right? Bitcoin still has about 65% of the market capitalization of the space. This is because it has a very clear product market fit, an investment story, and a large market that can be reached as a digital gold-like asset. Most of the rest of the market cap is concentrated in just a few top assets. This is because those are the few that have really proven themselves and shown some degree of product market fit and economic usefulness. When you go far down the table, you need to be very careful. There are currently a huge number of cryptocurrencies available. The vast majority of those will not be worth anything at all. Investors need to be careful with that. What's more, I believe they should be careful when trading in the short term. In the crypto world, short-term leveraged basis is often a tough game. And I think the people who have done the best in this space have had a much more long-term view and known that they need to be patient and know that there will be ups and downs. It will happen again and again. A lot of really amazing things were said. The crypto market has hundreds of thousands of projects going on right now. Most of them are joke coins and people with ideas, but not enough technology in the community to back them up. And you don't have much without the technology, the group, and the money. That is why only a certain number of use cases will make it around the world. A 5, 10, or 20-year-old company or blockchain will still be around, but not all of them. And I think that's what he's drawing attention to here. Just watch out that you don't get lost in the noise. Pay attention to your Bitcoins, Ethereum, Solanas, and XRPs. Plus, there are a few other pieces I think you should get. I will not name all of them here. If you want that list, you can join one of my live streams and we can talk about it. But he also says that you should think about this in terms of the long term, not just your short-term advantage. I'm going to risk everything and see what happens if you invest for life, which is how most people who invest in the stock market think. That is going to be the best way to win here for the next 5 to 10 years. It goes without saying that you should talk to a financial advisor if you need help understanding strategy and all of this other stuff. You should make sure that they know about the crypto space, because it's pointless to ask a financial advisor about crypto if they don't know anything about it. They also won't give you good information. Okay? That's why you get good help from a financial advisor. Let's change things up now. This was posted by Mr. Mann to bring this back up. I thought it was a good idea. For those who are still having trouble understanding why XRP isn't being used in large amounts right now, this must make you see things. It will still be the law for banks to use USD as a bridge currency. If the BIS changes the way it treats crypto assets to be more sensible, the risk weight will drop from 125% to hold unbanked assets like Bitcoin, XRP, and others. After that, banks will only begin to use XRP for cash. Right now, the Great British Pounds and the US dollar work as a bridge exchange to the peso. When crypto can be used, the flow will change from the pound to the peso and back again. You need to get it. You need to know how XRP makes RLUSD possible. RLUSD doesn't make XRP less useful. Navin Gupta, this is how CBDC and cash and FX can be used. I'll play it. I think that Ripple is the technical layer that makes it possible for money to be sent from one country to another. Okay, where is the XRP bit? Is this a gift? Ripple is a piece of software. That's it. Ripple is a piece of software that makes this system possible. XRP can be bought and sold freely on a market in the UK where, say, $50 million worth of GBP are traded every day. Okay? In the same way, there is a market in the Philippines that deals in XRP to Philippine peso, which is worth 50 million US dollars every day. So what we're doing is putting these two order books together. And when you send money from the UK pound to the Philippine peso, we're combining these two order books. Within 2 seconds, we're using XRP as a bridge to send GBP, which we then turn to Philippine peso and pay out. Okay? And it's software that works to bring everyone together. There are two order books for XRP, but they trade separately from each other. A lot of people are trading it for their own reasons. Having trouble with the regulators? This is not against the rules because we work with regulated organizations. He asked if there was a problem with the inspectors. If you didn't hear what he said, I'm sorry. I know it was hard to make out. He asked if there was a problem with the inspectors. On both sides, we only work with regulated organizations, and these deals have been fully accepted. In the real world, it would work like this: GBP to USD to PHP. It went from GBP to XRP to Philippines peso in this case. A lot of people are trying to do it, you know. We've made a large-scale system that works for the most part. It's put together. We work with banking institutions that are regulated. Okay, then. It was him who asked why. The Lightning Network is part of Bitcoin. Why can't people use it? The Lightning Network is there, but I don't think any banks want to use it. This is something we've seen over the years. There is now a way to keep value with Bitcoin, and XRP, Ethereum, and Solana are the utility tokens that will really make financial markets work. Okay. Also, of course, Chainlink is also a very important thing. That's not something I want to talk about, okay? Check this out. Visa's new study shows how tokenizing real-world assets could open up a $40 trillion market for on-chain loans, private credit, real estate, and corporate bonds. Corporate loans, private credit, and real estate are the things we've seen so far. All of these are places where Ripple has been extending their technology and reach, as well as working with and buying companies in these areas. That's why Visa is putting this out there. It is clear that Ripple is already getting market share in these areas. All right, G Treasury, all right. On the XRP system, there is private credit, Hidden Road, Ripple Prime, and tokenization of real estate. An awful lot of different pilot projects have also been seen. So this is the exact story. Tokenizing real-world assets is making it possible for collateral to be used for on-chain loans. From $5 billion in December 2023 to $12.7 billion now, the market has grown very, very little. Still, McKinsey thinks that by 2030, the overall value of tokenized assets could reach $1 to $4 trillion. BlackRock's Buildo fund is a great example of institutional adoption. In May 2025, it reached an all-time high market cap of $2.09 billion in tokenized treasury assets, with many on-chain lending protocols helping to distribute yield. Franklin Templeton's on-chain U.S. government money market fund, Benji, adds another $800 million in tokenized securities, which are government securities. At the same time, BuilderDAO now gets almost 30% of its $6.8 billion in assets from around the world. Traditional assets like real estate, company bonds, and private credit may soon be able to be used as collateral for lending markets that are open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. This could be a bridge. The $40 trillion standard credit market with the speed and clarity of programmable money, giving traditional assets new ways to get cash. A lot of big asset managers are already testing out scalable solutions that could tokenize hundreds of trillions of dollars worth of traditional assets that can be addressed over the next few decades. We've been waiting for this.